Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the Timelord Victorious, as it does indeed start next week. That's pretty exciting, I'm not going to lie, as we are going to be having a few months of content on the channel that's going to be across comics, audios, and a lot of things I'll be discussing about regarding the story, and I'm really excited about this. But anyway, getting back onto the topic, today I'm going to be basically explaining the Timelord Victorious whilst referring to a BBC article that has just been published where they interview one of the main directors for the event, and yeah, we get some good explanations for the story. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So here we go, this is the article where the head producer, James Goss, is talking about the project that obviously, as we've reviewed on the channel in the past, the timeline for everything being released, there's a lot of content, and there's still more announcements to come that we'll get onto in a second. But if we have a look down here, there are some questions that have been answered, so let's have a look, shall we? So, what is the Timelord Victorious? Now, it is essentially a festival of Doctor Who content, apparently, that has a lot of different stuff happening, such as audio, books, comics, and digital experiences. That's pretty interesting. And the actual story is set within the Dark Times at the start of the universe, and follows the 8th, 9th, and 10th Doctors as they defend their home planet from a terrible race. Everything springs from that. So, each story will involve at least one of the incarnations of the Doctor mentioned here, defending their home planet. That's pretty interesting. So, are we going to be seeing another version of the Time War, perhaps? I don't know. And the idea actually came from a research project from a BBC audience panel that's pretty interesting. And apparently a lot of fans wanted a story told through different mediums, and a lot of people wanted some popular monsters involved and some previous Doctors as well. So that's pretty exciting. So I guess people wanted the 8th, 9th and 10th Doctors involved somehow, and we got what we wanted, to be honest. And we are going to be going to a hidden chapter in the Doctor Who universe, because the Dark Times haven't been explored, and it looks like the Timelord Victorious event will explain why, and also we get to learn more of its history and what happened during the Dark Times, because we have met vampires and the Rachnos in the TV show and presumably comics as well, and we get to find out why we haven't seen the Doctor go back to the Dark Times. And here we go. How does the Timelord Victorious work? Well, here we go. Welcome to the Dark Times. The whole universe is yours to explore. You don't have to start from a specific place. That's pretty interesting. And you can consume it in any order. So you can read one of the later comics and then go back and listen to one of the audios. They are all standalone pieces, but there will be references, and those references will obviously build up to a full narrative that sounds pretty amazing. And every story, every strand of the Timelord Victorious has a beginning, middle, and end, so you can pick up a book and enjoy it on its own, but there might also be some clues and other foreshadowings towards another product. And the Doctor Who licensees have built a massive experience for you to wander around in, over 30 fantastic things to grab your attention, so it's up to you to decide what to take in. Yeah, very interesting. I do like that, because obviously for completionists, this could end up being pretty expensive. So yeah, I do kind of respect them for that. And here we go, just another thing. They're just reiterating here that you don't need to experience every story in order to understand the full narrative, but obviously there will be other references and foreshadowings in each story that will lead on to the next product. Okay, that does make sense. Very interesting. So, there will be an official guide to the Timelord Victorious at the start of September with various paths throughout the story, so you could perhaps, I don't know, start with an audio, then go to a comic, etc. That'll be pretty interesting. And the various paths all lead towards the second BBC book, All Flesh is Grass. But even that's been designed so that if that's the only thing you read, it's actually quite standalone. But hopefully will leave you dying to find out more. Interesting. I do kind of like that. I'm very curious once the timeline's published in September how it's going to all work. Very interesting. Because we've had the release timeline, but we haven't had the chronological timeline of the continuity for the Time Lord Victorious. And just to round it off, it looks like there are more announcements to come. And we've also got to learn about the Archive of Isolos shortly before it's too late. Very interesting. Perhaps there's more comics. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have basically had the Time Lord Victorious explained to us. I'm going to quickly go over some details. So essentially, it's set in an unknown chapter or timeline of the, well, part of the Doctor Who timeline that is known as the Dark Times, and it's very mysterious. We've encountered some creatures from there in the TV show and other comics and stuff in the past, but we are about to be delving deep into this unknown chapter, so there's a lot of possibilities that could happen. It looks like there's going to be another time war as well, really exciting, and yeah, essentially you can pick up one part of the Time Lord Victorious and you will get a full story. But if you want to experience it all and kind of understand everything that's going on, obviously pick up the, well, try and pick up as many products as you can, to be honest. But it's very exciting. I'm really, really excited for the Time Lord Victorious, and I'm going to try and review as many components to it as I can on the channel. But yeah, I'll see you all on my next video. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Be sure to leave a like rating and subscribe for more nerdy content, and I will see you all on my next video. Goodbye for now.